I'm a week and a half into the heavy training here in Austria. I think I've gotten over the worst of the sharp pain in my body, and I've mostly fallen just into tiredness. I'm sleeping at night, I'm sleeping during the day between the sessions, but it's just not enough, and I feel a bit like a zombie at times and am just exhausted a lot of the time. We practice in the morning, generally between 9:30 and quarter to 12 or 12. Have a few hours off to have lunch and a rest. Then we're back in the hall between about 3:30 and 6. That's how we practice most days. One afternoon a week we generally have off, as well as one day a week where we won't have any training. So it's pretty much a 5 or 6 day a week training regime. It's much more than I've been doing in Australia for the last few years. I've been an office worker sitting behind a desk all day every day for the last 3 years, and just doing training in the evenings, rushing off to training after work. So it's very different lifestyle and just putting completely different demands on my body, which is struggling to catch up, I would say. Every session starts with a comprehensive 15 to 20 minute warm-up where we do different types of gymnastics and exercises and jumping, different movements and situations that simulate different table tennis movements and routines. Dirk Wagner, who's one of the head coaches here, he was the head coach of Düsseldorf, which is one of the best clubs in Europe, for a number of years, and he leads most of the warm-ups and runs the physical, and he's just constantly coming up with new exercises and new ways of approaching the warm-up. So even though I've been here for 3 weeks now, I don't feel like I've done the same warm-up twice, not a single time while I've been here. It's always something new, and it's good. It keeps your mind fresh, and it's a lot better than just doing a few laps around a hall to warm up a little bit, and I think it'll give a good benefit in the long run. We do our hitting up, which is our forehand to forehand, backhand to backhand, both players top spinning, and then some topspin, and then we move into our exercises, and there's generally 4 to 6 exercises each session. There's a lot of variation between the exercises, but mine have been especially focused around footwork and top spinning exercises. A lot of forehand top spinning, which is one of the areas that I'm working the most on at the moment. Most of the exercises are individually tailored, or say there'll be 3 or 4 out of the 10 players in the group who are working on the same types of things, and they'll receive different exercises from a different group of players who might be focusing more on their backhand or other deficiencies in their game. So it's really a tailored situation, which is perfect. I'm really enjoying that attention. Anywhere between an hour and 2 hours of footwork exercises a day is just exhausting. My body's struggling, it's having a tough time adjusting, and it'll take some time before it does. The 2 head coaches who take care of the main training group, it's Richard Prauser, who is the German national team head coach for 5 or 6 years, and Dirk, who I mentioned before, are experts at motivating the players to just push themselves that little bit harder and get the last few percent out in each session. They're patrolling the training hall, they're looking for those moments where your techniques let you down, where you're not moving properly, or they feel that you've lost a bit of intensity, and they're right there on your back, giving you encouragement, but also being tough on you and really making you focus on what you're working on and keeping your movements good and your techniques good. They're tough but fair, I would say. And when you're about to start your 8th session for a week, or your 27th session for the month, that can be a real start. I mean, the players in the training group are obviously very self-motivated, or else they wouldn't have reached as far as they have. But just having that pressure put on you, and the feeling you're all in it together is, I find, very motivating, and it's allowed me to push myself that bit harder. The weather has been amazing in Vienna. Most of the days are 23 or 24 degrees and clear blue sunny skies. And Danny and I have been exploring different cake shops around Vienna. I've noticed that my appetite has grown out of proportion. I'm eating probably more than I ever have done before, and I just can't seem to get enough food into me. The funny thing is that I'm burning it all off, and I've even lost a few kilos. I was pretty skinny when I turned up here in Vienna, but believe it or not, I'm 3 or 4 kilos lighter. The gym has been tough but good. Dirk is the one who does the gym programs with the players, who builds a program, mostly individualized programs for all the players, and he's also the one who supervises the sessions and helps us with, you know, the heavier exercises that you need someone spotting you. I've done some footage of my last gym session, and I'll post that in my next video.